Hey, so I know this video is a long time overdue, and I apologize for that. I'm just starting to get back and integrate some of the energies and lessons and all of that I picked up over the last 4 months. It's like I'm living the seasons in my own unique cycle of like deeper connection. Or if you look at life as like that spiral, right? But it can be each spiral around can be a loop. You don't want to get stuck in a loop. You always want to go up to the next level, spiral up to the next level. Like I tell people, lessons are repeated till they're learned. So if you're going around in a loop, it's going to go around in a loop. You're never going to get on the next ladder up to the next loop, the next ladder up to the next loop. Spiral. So just keep going up, guys. But anyway, I've been back east, trying to reintegrate and get settled and deal with life as it is back here. And it's definitely, I'm different, and life is definitely not quitting with the challenges. So I actually came back a little early because I did have a family member who was in a life-threatening situation in the hospital, and that person is doing much better now, but still has a good fight ahead of them. So I'm here as long as I need to be here, but I am going back out again, and I think everybody that's done work with me over the last 4 months knows that, you know, I need to be back out again, and I'm sure that the work is appreciated and all of that. It's tough though when you come back and you see family, you miss them so much, and I would love to put roots down, and it's so easy to fall back into, as a good friend of mine was saying just today, I think, or one of the last couple of videos was saying, like, don't fall for that, shake those traps off. D, Guiding Delight, you guys know Derek, and if you don't, go give him a follow, Guiding Delight on YouTube. Amazing brother. He was the first place that I stopped at to visit, meet him and his family in person, and visit on my venture out in the spring when I was venturing out to take James's ashes to Shasta. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're just stumbling across this and you don't know who I am or any bit about my story, plenty of videos to go back and watch. No, just kidding. It's Independence Weekend, and my friend D was saying, reclaim your sovereignty, or claim your sovereignty if you haven't done that yet. So that's what I've been about. My channel's been about teaching people how to be empowered, how to help share my own empowerment with you to help you empower yourselves. And it's about spreading that. So yeah, you're planting seeds, and I love those analogies, by the way, D. Planting seeds, and some of the ones that my friend was planting actually inspired me to get on here and just do this update. But there's been so many, every time I've tried, there's been so many interruptions, or my presence, my full conscious attention has been called to be somewhere else, or I've been interrupted every time I've tried to do this. And so I've just been remembering, piecing together, reprioritizing my own inner health, and besides the outer health, you know, seeing a doctor and getting your blood work done and things like that, that's important. So I did that because you got to listen to your body, right? And sometimes you might be off, you might not be, I don't know. There's a lot of changes. If you guys are feeling changes in your bodies, let me know. Let's have a discussion about this down in the comment section. You know, I don't know if I should talk about it or not. It's, how are you feeling in your body? How are your bodies feeling? That's what I want to know. Are you feeling like you're getting younger? Are you feeling like you're getting healthier? Are you having problems? Are you worried that you're suffering somehow from some horrible fatal disease? Are you having real symptoms and struggling with your health? Or how is your health? How are your bodies doing? I have a lot of challenges. I mean, I'm very, very fortunate that I found Reiki. And I was going to give a testimony video and like really do my whole full story. I've never really done that, but I'll give you just a little piece of it, because I suffered from third stage Lyme's and fibromyalgia for many years. And I'm fortunate enough to have had Reiki come across my path early into that, maybe after almost a decade of suffering with it. I had Reiki come across my path, and that was back in 98. So this had been like early 90s. This was going on with the physical doctors, test appointments, things like that. Anyway, I don't want to get into all that right now, but I will say that if I didn't have Reiki and do self-healing, self-care, and learn how to listen to my body, and I've learned over the last 30 plus years, I have learned how to listen to my body. And I think that's really important, because our world is full of shoulds, coulds, haves, oughts, to do, and the programming is just vicious. It is vicious. That's one thing I've realized since I come back. In one of the integration periods, I was by to try locating at the same time, and it was a hell of an experience. Not something I can really get into right now because I'm still trying to understand what was going on. But when I popped into another body, I was worried about where my body was. I couldn't find it. I couldn't use their eyes. I didn't know how to use my eyes. I was in my higher self's body, one of the bodies. And it was dark, and I was trying to use their eyes, and I was asking where my body is, and I was worried because I couldn't see. And I said to myself, literally, open your eyes. You'll see where you are. And I did. I opened my eyes. I could see my body, and I brought part of my higher self in with me, or I'm going to say my higher self. I brought part of that. Part of me was sort of like, did a little walk-in, and I could feel it. It was so weird because, and no, I wasn't doing an ayahuasca trip or a psychedelic or anything like that. But I could feel me, that same me that I couldn't use their eyes. I could feel me in this body, and I didn't know how to work my legs. And it was the strangest feeling, because when I stood up and my legs, I go to walk, and it was like I was numb. It was like I was half not in my body, but I just brought a higher part of my frequency in, I guess. I don't even know how to describe it. So, yeah, when you get out in nature and you go and you're serious about growth, you're serious about learning what the multidimensionals are as far as integrating that into a human 3D body, activating all your gifts, remembering past experiences that aren't really in the past. They're all happening right now. But when you have the remembrance of certain activations, it doesn't mean you remember everything. I mean, we're doing this for a reason. The way we're doing our wake up. Our wake up is, some people have that light switch moment, but the majority of people that don't have that, the slow wake up is slow remembering. It's almost like you're leaving yourself little treasures, and you're following a little treasure map. And each time you find another little treasure, it's enough to bring that little kid back out again. And that little kid, the inner child, still wants to play and still wants to have fun and still wants to be, happy and surprised and just what's next, and just enjoy every moment right where they're at. They're not worried about what's in the past or what's in the future. And we're all saying the same thing now. All of our souls are telling us, just be in the moment and enjoy it. And sometimes that's hard to do when you butt heads with people that you love and care about, because you love and care about them. So the more important thing is not to butt heads. Respect each other's boundaries and sovereignty, and if the door's closed, respect it. You knock, things like that. But more important things, if you show a video to somebody and they don't want to see it and they're questioning it, because of what they've seen somewhere else and it conflicts with their beliefs, respect that too. Because you can only, they talk about leading horses to water and all that. And you don't want to force anybody to drink water if they're not thirsty, because maybe they're just tired of water. Maybe they've had water their whole life. You know, think about that. They've been drinking water their whole life and they're just kind of like, it's not that I'm not thirsty. It's not that I don't want to drink. It's that I don't want water. We don't want the same bullshit. And it's like, okay, everybody can have the hopes and the truth's going to come out. This is going to happen. That's going to... Nobody knows what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. The truth is that we're here to flip the planet. Us, we are here to do it. So if we don't step up and do what we can, we're not doing our jobs. We're still waiting on ourselves. Are we waiting on ourselves from the galactic sense, or are we waiting for people like whistleblowers or people in positions of power? Hold the phone, because people that are in positions of power, most of them, are already working on a plan that's already playing out. And we're just kind of getting a little anxious at the end because we're all awake enough just enough that we'll believe it when we see it, kind of thing. It's like, I don't know, I'm thinking of a mass exodus scene, like I guess Moses and the slaves, or think about them leaving. They probably didn't actually believe it. They were free until they were actually like walking out. And if you ever watch that classic one they put on TV, that classic movie with Moses, you know, and then the chariots come and the horses after them, and Moses parts the sea and they all get away, you know. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I saw that as a kid, that was a frightening movie. That movie scared the shit out of me. And it's like this scary, vengeful, you know, God, you better be on your side, because look what he did to all them horses drowning in that water. Remember when the water was separated and it's standing up, you know, on either side, walls of water. I mean, that made an impression on a little kid. Now, maybe adults are just like, yeah, that's cheesy. I don't know. But I can't remember the last time I watched it. But I do remember thinking like the effects were still pretty good. Really digress here. Children can have impressions on them when they see things. So watch what you do. Don't just give lip service to children. Be that fun joy. If you're playing with that child, be that inner child and have fun with them. Can't wait to see my granddaughter. There is a lot of stuff that's happened over the last 4 months. Everybody's going through something and doing work, whether they're aware of it or not. You are bringing your energy with you. You are leaving your imprint behind wherever you go. You're leaving your gifts. You're giving your codes. Maybe you're doing it and you don't know you're doing it. Maybe you're consciously doing it. If you are, thank you. And kudos to you for doing that work. Because it takes a lot to come to that place where you quietly do your work. Nobody sees, nobody knows. That's in a human body around you. I mean, of course, you're always being monitored. You put out a certain frequency, you better damn well be sure they know exactly who you are and what you're putting out. Because they do. You are not free from being watched and monitored, but it's just that when you're growing up as a kid, you're thinking it's some guy in the sky, some old man in the sky, you know, and then you start to evolve to a more probable, realistic kind of understanding, especially since they've already got the brain mapped out to, what is it, something like 11 dimensions. Just Google how many dimensions the brain can be operational in if you think what I'm saying is yeah, right? Just Google it. They've already mapped it out. Science is there. So what are you not seeing? What is it that you don't see? Think about it. If the brain is working multidimensionally, they have this, they've mapped it out. The military has technology for it. They can measure ectoplasm, which is like the thumbprint of a ghost. They can see through walls, the heat signatures. Like, they have all that technology that you know of that's realistic. Think about all the stuff they have that you don't know about. And I'm just planting that seed because there is a lot that's about to break open. And, you know, just think about going to space, going to Mars, all this, the technology that's coming. The Tesla med beds are out. There's a place in, there's multiple places around, but there's one I'm going to check out that's pretty close to here in Delaware. And I really hope that this is the real deal technology that people get to participate in. It's just whenever you put a price tag in front of something like healing, to me, it still reeks of old system. And I know we still haven't gotten out of the old system yet. But I would love to take my mother, my sister, myself, like anybody in my family who wants to go. Like I just want to take anyone who wants to go to these med beds, because these are the things that I want to put in my healing centers. These are the things that I want to fund, angel invest in, people that have land that want to have healing centers. I want to help them develop it with this technology, but there's greater technology that I want to bring in too. So not greater, but more technology. So anyway, there's been a lot that I've been integrating. There's been a lot of galactic communication. There's been a lot of work that I've been doing. I'm going to be writing a second book, and I'm working on a documentary. I've got a lot going on with that. I also need to get my website up and running again. It's not open right now. I am available on a limited basis for personal readings, and the readings also combine energy transmissions. So we'll call them healings and readings and activations, because you are going to get activated when you have a session with me. And if you want to send an email to me, Linda Light, just like my name, 2012 at gmail.com. If you want to send an email, I will discuss my availability. So just let me know. And you can hit up my PayPal link, $55 for a session, limited time only. All right, because I'm going to be leaving this place where I'm staying right now. I'm staying with my mom for a little bit, and then I'm going to be staying with other family members, and then I'm on the road again. So it's really hard when you're on the road to be doing sessions, although I did manage at one place. Anyway, thank you for your patronage, all my patrons out there. If you're not aware, I have a Patreon account, and I'm doing readings every month. So in the next 2 days, I'm going to have that uploaded for July, along with some backstage pass footage for all you patrons. So thank you so much for your love and your support. And thank you to my recent donors. Have you an eternal part of my ongoing journey. So thank you again for your support. I love you guys. And I will be back really soon. Just enjoy this weekend. Happy Independence Day. Happy reclaim your sovereignty. Enjoy this weekend, and just be the best version of yourself. Be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Love you guys. Peace.